Hey guys, Johnny here from the Formcast, and today we're going to be covering the fossil Pokemon from Pokemon Sword and Shield. We'll be going in them in order of what I deem to be the most competitive of the four. So we'll start off at the bottom and make our way up to the best Pokemon. If you guys have played around with them, you might already know who it is, but stick to the end to find out who is the best of the four Pokemon out of the fossils. So I'll leave a thing down below in the description on the combinations of the fossil bits that you can use to get each one of them, and I'll just do it in order that they come out in the video so you know and don't get confused. So starting off at number 4, we're going to go with Actrovish. Actrovish is the water ice version. It's a combination, I believe, of the two from Sword and Shield, and he's probably the worst one. His move pool is quite lackluster, not much coverage, and his stats and abilities are pretty trash. So as you can see, he's got 90 HP, 90 attack, 100 physical defense, 80 special attack, 90 special defense. Speed, just trash, and this Pokemon is pretty much trash in general. I'm not a big fan of it. Its typing is okay, it's not wow, but just its move pool is really weak. It's not fast enough to really become a sweeper itself, so I went with a more bulky set. You could maybe make something of this in a trick room, but again, I still wouldn't be risking it. Abilities wise, it's pretty crap unless you're running a Hail team, in which case then maybe Ice Body if you're running for this more bulky set, and Slush Rush if you want to try and invest in the speed. You maybe can get away with it. I've gone with Avalanche as its main stab attack because it's so slow, so if you do take any damage, that's a 120 base attack that you're gonna 120 base power attack that you're gonna have on an already 90 attack, which isn't too bad, plus adamant, so you're at 306, which is quite decent really, and maybe you can get away with it. Rest to just keep yourself alive, and Sleep Talk really to just kind of keep spamming between Avalanche and Liquidation. There's not really much on Actrovish, so we're going to move on to number 3. So number 3, I have Dracozolt. Dracozolt is a very interesting typing in Electric Ice, which is brand new, and it's just kind of like again, very subpar. It does have a lot better move type coverage than Actrovish, which is good in regard, but again, 55 speed, not strong, not fast enough to really be a sweeper. It could be decently bulky, which is why I've gone Assault Vest with max HP, max attack, and 48 in HP, 248 in HP, 252 attack, and 8 in special defense, just to get you that little bit more out of that Assault Vest, so that when you're doing that 1.5 times as well, you're at an even number, get the most out of your, out of your special defense. So we've gone with Low Kick, Stone Edge, Avalanche, and Thunder Punch. Thunder Punch is the best physical attack that I could think of running without sacrificing your own health, because Wild Charge wasn't that much more powerful. I think Wild Charge is 90, but Thunder Punch is 75 with 100% accuracy and no drawback on your health, so I thought that was the safer play. Avalanche, again, because it's so slow, so if you do take any damage, that's going to be 120 base with a 100 accuracy as well. So, and plus being adamant, again, 328 attack on an 100 attack base, which is quite decent, and you can probably get away with that. Stone Edge just gives you something to fight off against fire types with, because you don't have much, and fire types are pretty common, especially with Pokemon like Cinderace coming around. If you can predict the swap and get that Stone Edge off, you're really going to hurt that. And Low Kick gives you something to fend off against rock and steel type Pokemon with, considering that you do have those weaknesses as well. The Actrozolt really, typing wise, is pretty crap as well. It does have quite a few weaknesses, and being so slow, it just really can't make itself a main sweeper. But again, good trick room option. So moving on to number 3, we have, number 2 now. So the second best is in Dracozolt. Dracozolt just using Choice Scarf, boosting that 75 speed, pushing it to 273, and being with that Choice Scarf at 75 and Jolly, you do bypass Pokemon that are about 136 speed, which is like Barraskewda. So that Bolt Beak attack, which is the signature move of Dracozolt and Actrozolt, which is 85 base power, plus it doubles if you move first, which is why we have that Choice Scarf. Plus with Hustle, you're going to get that 50% boost, pushing you to 255 attack, but obviously at the cost of 0.8 accuracy on all of your moves. So Hustle is probably why it gets put down to number 2. If it had a better ability, I think it could push for number 1. But Earthquake, just standard, kind of gives you something of just standard coverage dragon move with Outrage. And Facade, just in case you get burnt, that way you can really just throw out more hurt with that. You do have 100 attack, so you're 299, and going with that Jolly just to make the most out of that Joy Scarf. And abilities wise, you have Volt Absorb, Hustle, and Sand Rush, so Hustle is clearly like the best option on a sweeper like this. And number 1 is Dracovish. Dracovish is by far what I deem the best Pokemon. Its abilities great move pool, and great stats to go with it. So Dracovish, going with the Choice Scarf clearly just to boost that speed as much as we can. And abilities wise, you get Water Absorb, Sand Rush, and Strong Jaw. Strong Jaw, obviously bite based attacks do 1.5 times power, and the signature move for it is Vicious Rend, which is double power if the user moves first with 85, so that's 170. And because Strong Jaw boosts Vicious Rend, you get it to 255 as well, like you had with Hustle, but without the accuracy drawback. Same speed at 75, so you're still outspeeding Pokemon at 136, so base speed, so you're outspeeding those Barraskewda and that. And Water Dragon means that you're only weak to Dragon and Fairy as well, which means that you've got that really good coverage on you. And typing wise, you're just super good. Defenses as well, being at 180, you're looking really solid and can probably take a couple of hits if you need to. And 90 base power, 90 base attack isn't too bad, but it can, compared to the Zolt versions, they are just slightly lacking, but 90 is still nothing to really slack off, especially when you have 255 base power off that, what do you call it, Vicious Rend plus Stab as well. So that's not including Stab, so you're probably looking at something near like 270, nearly 300 attack if you really want to think of it. So 300 base power maybe on that Vicious Rend is something proper scary that if you have to fight off someone with it, it will hurt you. But move pool wise, it's actually got really good. It probably has the best move coverage as well out of all of them. And yeah, guys, so that's how to use the fossil Pokemon. Dracovish is clearly the far superior of all of them, so I think it's the only version that you should really be running in your team with that Choice Scarf and making the most of that Vicious Rend. So guys, if you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like down below, comment on the video on what Pokemon you'd want to see next, and thank you so much for the support on the first video that we got, which was really good because I didn't think that it was going to actually do as well as it did, but especially because we haven't been on YouTube for a couple of years now. So I thought the comeback would be nice, and it definitely was nice to wake up to see that the video was actually doing quite well in the first couple of hours, and I was really happy to see that. So if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like down below, comment on what Pokemon you'd like to see next, and I'll see you in the next one.